What's up, guys, and welcome back. I'm here yet again for like the 5th time with another Sephora VIB sale recommendations video. I don't know why, but I really feel like there's been way more Sephora VIB sales this year than ever before. I feel like I just did a recommendations video, and I even asked you guys on Twitter if I should even do one of these, and I got an overwhelming yes. Honestly, I really do feel like this time of year is the best time of year when it comes to makeup releases. It's right before the holiday season, and that's when brands really just like shine with the makeup releases. So because I have done like quite a few VIB sale recommendations videos in the past, I really wanted to focus today's products on those new releases and the products that I am really excited about. So that's enough chatting. I really hope that you guys are going to enjoy today's video. If you are going to be picking up anything during the sale, let me know your shopping list down below, and also let me know your thoughts on any of the products that I'm going to be talking about today. Give us a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and of course subscribe if you want to join the fam. So without further ado, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's just get right into it. If you're wondering why my shirt has suddenly changed, it's because it's been 2 hours since I filmed that intro, and within those 2 hours I proceeded to spill coffee all over my shirt. So here we are. Guys, I am having a rough morning. You don't even know how many times I've tried to film this video. For some reason I cannot form sentences today, so we're just gonna try our best. Hopefully this time around I'll be okay. 2 hours have passed. I have given myself time to like recharge, and hopefully my mouth will connect with my brain, and we'll be able to get these recommendations to you guys in a nice orderly fashion. Oh, okay. Let's begin. Okay, so the very first product that I want to recommend to you guys is this little kit from Bite, and this is the Agave Treat Trio Mini Agave Lip Mask Set. Now, I love the Bite Agave Lip Mask. It's one of my favorite lip balms. I literally use that stuff every single day. I always like to moisturize my lips with like a heavier lip mask rather than just like a normal lip balm. So especially if you've never tried the Bite Agave Lip Mask, this set is really nice to pick up because you get to try out 3 of the masks. You have the original one, which doesn't have any color to it. It's just like purely moisturizing and it smells amazing. You also have the shade Maple, which is a little bit of like a bronzier shade. It also adds like a really nice color to your lips. And then you have my personal favorite, which is limited edition for the holiday season, and it's in the shade Candy Cane, which is the one that has that like slight pink tint to it. So yeah, that's really all I gotta say about it. I just think it's a really good opportunity to try out the mask if you haven't already, or if you have and you want some backups and you want to try some different shades, then this is a really great little set to get. And the actual sizes of the lip masks are perfect. They're not completely full size, but they're also not the mini ones, so they will last you a really long time. So next up, I found this set last time I was at Sephora, and I thought it was like a really great deal. So this is called the Sephora Favorites Party Hair Styling Spray Collection. So this little set basically contains a bunch of different like texturizing hairsprays, and I have tried 4 out of the 6 sprays in here, and I know that I love them. So I specifically wanted to pick this up for myself because since I travel quite often, I like to pick up mini versions of the hair products that I enjoy. Texturizing sprays are probably the biggest staple in my hair care routine. I will finish off every single hairstyle I do, whether it's straight, curly, wavy, whatever it is, I will always finish it off with a texturizer just because I really like the messier undone look that it gives my hair. I feel like whether you have long hair or short hair, texturizer is just such a great product to have in your collection. All the sizes in here are also really impressive and really great. Like they're not like really stingy sample sizes. You get a lot of product in each one, which is really awesome. So first up, you've got the IGK Beach Club Volumizing Texture Spray. I always have to have this one in my collection. I actually have 2 in my collection currently. It's a really nice one that smells like coconuts. I'll do one side so you can sort of see the difference. So I just like to spray it in my hair and like tousle it around, and you could see how much more texture and volume and just like pieciness that just gave my hair. You also have the Dry Bar Triple Sec. This is a texturizer, a volumizer, and a refresher. I actually like to use this one as a dry shampoo. It works really well to absorb oil. I have a full size one of this. Then you have the Living Proof Full Dry Volume Blast. This is supposed to give you instant lasting volume and texture, similar to the other one. Still another really great product. Of course, you got the Way Texturizing Hairspray. I feel like this one is a classic. I have like literally 6 of these already in my collection, and I go through them probably the most out of all the texturizers that I have. It's a really nice one. I actually have the VIB Sea Spray, but I don't really use it. I feel like sea salt sprays don't really work super well with my hair. I think this is gonna be something I'll just like gift to a friend, but I'm gonna keep everything else. And then the last product in here that I'm actually really excited to try out, it's from the brand Amica, and I've never tried anything from this brand, and it's called the Undone Volume and Matte Texture Spray. The packaging is super cute. So if you're looking for a good texturizer, but you're not really sure which one to pick up, this is a great kit to try a bunch of different brands and see what you like, and that way you get to sample a bunch of stuff, and you get this cute little rose gold pouch as well, which is awesome. Okay, moving on, let us talk about what I have going on my lids right now, because I know so many of you guys are looking at my eyeshadow and thinking, what the hell is on her lids and why hasn't she told us yet? I know exactly what you're thinking. I'm wearing one of the loose eyeshadows from the new Fenty. It's called the All Over Metallic Powder Set, and I'm wearing the shade Raspberry Rave. So these pigments are a new holiday release from Fenty, and they come in a little set called the Avalanche All Over Metallic Powder Set, and you get 7 of them in the set. Unfortunately, I really wish that you could, but unfortunately you can't buy these separately. You have to buy them in the full set. But thankfully, all the colors that are included in the set I think are really beautiful, and there's not even like one color in here that I feel like shouldn't be in this set. I think that they did a really good job of including colors that are both like exciting and different, like this really cool purple shade, and you also have this really, really beautiful electric blue mixed with colors that are a little bit more like traditional. Like you have this beautiful copper shade and the red that I'm wearing on my lid, and this really cool like gunmetal shade mixed with very, very wearable shades, like this really soft gold and this like really beautiful silvery champagne gold shade. This does retail for $125 Canadian, so it definitely is on the pricier side. That makes each eyeshadow about $17. So that's why I thought that picking this up during the sale would be a really great opportunity. I have said this so many times, but I really feel like loose pigments are really underrated. I feel like a lot of people sort of glaze over them because they can be just a little bit more of a pain in the ass to apply than a normal pressed eyeshadow, which I totally understand. But loose pigments, I feel like, give the most amazing effect, especially when it comes to metallic or more like dimensional shades. They just like, they do something that pressed eyeshadows just aren't able to do. And a lot of pigments make it look like you're wearing 17 different eyeshadows when you're really wearing just one. So that's what I love so much about them. So if you know, want to start to dabble in loose pigments, I really think this is such a great set to pick up because like I said, you do get quite a nice variety of shades in here. So yeah, that is definitely something else that I would recommend for the sale. And this is a brand new holiday release, which makes it perfect. Next up, I really wanted to recommend the Pat McGrath palette. So this Pat McGrath palette really caught me by surprise. I did not expect that I would like this palette as much as I really did, especially considering the price tag. I just did not really feel like it would be worth it. But since I purchased this palette, it has been literally the only palette that I've been putting on my eyes every single day. When I first mentioned this palette, I had said that I really wanted to do a dupe video duping all the shades in here because I was convinced that I would be able to find dupes for all of these shades somewhere in my collection. And I spent, I'm not kidding, hours upon hours one night literally swatching all the eyeshadows in my collection, essentially trying to find dupes for all of these shades, and I was not able to find anything. I was able to find some for like the 3 matte shades because those are a little bit more on the, I wouldn't say basic side, but they're, you know, they can be found in other palettes. But all of these other eyeshadows, all these metallics, all these glitters, they're unique. They are so unique to this palette, and that is so rare to find when it comes to an eyeshadow palette. And because they are so unique, that is why I would recommend this palette, because the shades and the textures and the way that they apply is just really unlike anything else I've ever tried. The quality is so great. Like, you are paying that price tag at least for something that delivers. I still strongly believe that spending that amount of money on makeup is absurd and crazy, but hey, if you want to treat yourself, if you want to treat somebody in your life, I almost feel like this is sort of like a collector's item. That's the Pat McGrath palette. If you do want to pick this up, the sale would be such a good time to get it because discount, hello. So next up, let's talk about a Natasha Jen palette. Now, with every Natasha Jen palette, I tell myself that I'm not gonna pick it up, that I don't want it, but then I always see it in person and I'm like, well, I sort of have to. And this Safari palette is one that I feel like is pretty unique. There's not really much out there that is quite like this, which is what I love so much about it. So this is what the Safari palette looks like, and this is actually an all matte palette. But what really impressed me about this palette and what really got me to purchase it is the fact that a lot of the shades in here, other than maybe 4, like the 2 creams and the 2 browns, are extremely unique. Like these are shades that I truly do not have in my collection. I think the mix of shades in here are also beautiful. I love the fact that you really do get a little bit of everything. You have some beautiful purples, you have nice neutrals, a really cool orange. This red over here is stunning. I'm actually wearing a little bit of this in my crease today. It is such a beautiful color, and I love these blues and greens over here. So you really do get a nice mix. It's not just like a fully warm tone palette or a fully cool tone palette. It's quite different and unique, like all across the board. Natasha Jen mattes are also stunning. Again, they're really everything you would want a matte to be. They're pigmented, they're blendable, they're creamy, especially with more unique colors like these blue greens over here. These can be a little bit tricky to work with, but with the Natasha Jen formula, they really are very, very easy to work with and to blend. Like look at that pigment. It's beautiful. I also love the big giant mirror in this palette. It sort of just makes it even better in my book. So next up, I want to talk about some eyeshadows from NARS. Now, ignore this bottom half of this palette, but all the other single eyeshadows up here are the new NARS single eyeshadows. Now NARS was never like a go-to eyeshadow brand for me, especially like their old singles. I really didn't like them at all. They were always like really patchy. They just were not my favorite eyeshadows. But recently NARS has definitely started to reformulate their eyeshadows. I have definitely enjoyed their more recent palettes, and more recently they have completely reformulated and redone a lot of their singles. So I have a bunch of them over here, and I think that they are so incredibly gorgeous. However, I didn't want to recommend just like any eyeshadow from the collection. I specifically wanted to recommend checking out the metallics. They are, again, a little bit more on the unique side, a little bit different. There aren't a ton of eyeshadows out there that quite look like these, and I am personally just so into like very, very glittery, glossy, metallic lids, and these just give it to you. So these 4 right here are some of my favorites. The first one is in the shade Goa, and it's this beautiful like taupey green. Look at that. Look at that high metallic shine. And even though these are quite like intense glittery eyeshadows, they are not chunky at all. They really do go on the eyes really nice and smoothly. This one over here is also quite beautiful. It's in the shade Melrose, and this is more of like a pink with a gold shift to it. Look at that. Another one of my favorites is Pattaya. Oh God, I'm definitely not saying that right. This is a copper. This one is definitely one that I could see being very popular. It's sort of like a bronzy color with gold shimmer. So the last color is a beautiful champagne. Again, just like all over the lid, just to add a little bit of like shine. And you could of course apply these wet or dry. If you do apply them wet, they will be a little bit more intense, but honestly, even applying these dry, they're equally as intense. All right guys, more eyeshadow palettes. So next up, I wanted to talk about the new Huda Beauty Obsessions palettes. Now, when these first released, I was obsessed with them. I have been using the, what are they called? The warm brown one and also the mauve one all the time. They're some of my favorite palettes to also travel with because you get quite a bit of eyeshadows in here in a very, very small little compact case, which I love, especially for travel. So they recently came out with some new shades. So I picked up Ruby Obsessions and Topaz Obsessions. Topaz Obsessions has a bit more of like a warmer gold theme, and then Ruby Obsessions is obviously a little bit more like red burgundy. And I just think that the color combinations in both of these are absolutely beautiful. And I wouldn't just recommend just these two. These are just the ones that I recently picked up that I think are beautiful. I think the whole entire collection is really, really nice. And what's really nice is that in each palette, you get quite a nice mix of finishes as well. You have mattes, you have more glittery shades, more satin shades, metallic shades. There really is a little bit of everything. So it does make it quite a nice, well-rounded palette. Just think these are really nice because they're quite wearable, but still a little bit different as well. So those are all the eyeshadows I'm gonna talk about. So now let's move on from eyeshadows. Let's talk about some other things. So I actually have a few lip products that I wanted to recommend to you guys. One of them is actually another lip treatment, and this is the La Neige Special Care Lip Sleepy Mask. I know I already recommended the Bite Agave one, but this is just another lip mask that I think is really great and that I love and use almost every single night. So this is supposed to be a lip sleeping mask. So what I like to do at night is I actually like to put a very, very thick layer of this stuff all over my lips, and I will sleep with it. And then when I wake up the next morning, my lips feel really nice and hydrated and plump and just really moisturized. And I just think it does a really great job of keeping my lips feeling good throughout the night. I've also had this little pot for a really long time, and I swear I use it every single night, and it is still going really strong. You see that little hole in the middle of my pot? I actually stuck my hand in it, like my finger in it. Don't worry, my finger was very clean, but I stuck it in it because I was like, how much product do I have left in here? Because I feel like I've been using this for a really long time. So I wanted to see how deep the pot actually went, and it went pretty deep. So I still have a lot of product to go through. So this stuff does actually last a really nice amount of time. Even though I do use quite a bit of it every single night, it's still holding on strong. I always just feel like the sale is such a great time to pick up those like simple staples, like your go-to skincare, hair care, lip balms, etc., etc. So another product that I want to recommend that I've been talking about quite a bit recently are the Marc Jacobs enamored hydrating lip gloss sticks. So this isn't like your typical lipstick. It sort of gives you like the shine of a gloss, the feeling of a lip balm, but the application of a lipstick. Oh my God, that's a perfect description actually. This one over here is the one that I'm most into currently. It's Mocha Choco Latte. That's the weirdest name ever, but it's really just like the most perfect everyday nude type of color. It's not too dark, it's not too light, adds a nice amount of color, lots of shine. It's just so pretty, so easy to wear. Another lip color that I want to recommend is the one that I'm wearing on my lips right now. And this is another Fenty product, and it's one of the new Stunna lip paints in the shade Unbuttoned. So Fenty recently came out with a few new shades in their Stunna lip paints, and I was so excited when I saw that they did, because when I tried the original lip paint in that red shade, oh my God, I fell in love. I am a really harsh critic when it comes to matte lip products. I often will really like the way that they look, but I just hate the way that they feel. And I think a lot of people feel me on this. This is not like news to anybody. Matte lip colors are typically pretty uncomfortable, especially long wearing ones. But the Fenty formula is probably one of the best matte formulas out there in my professional opinion. They are just so comfortable, but still so matte and so long wearing. And it's so hard to get that like balance, especially with a color like this, like the color that I'm wearing right now. It's quite a light peachy shade. These types of colors often look terrible, especially in a matte formula. They will look really dry and cakey and just not good on the lips, but I don't know, in this formula, it's freaking incredible. I also want to say how much I love the applicator on this thing. It is very unlike anything else I've ever tried. It's sort of like a little mini rounded tip, so it makes it really easy to get a very nice, sharp, crisp line. Last but not least, I want to talk about a skincare product, and this is the Summer Fridays Jet Line Mask. So this product is essentially a really thick moisturizer that you put all over your face and you leave on for either a few hours, or you could leave it on overnight, and it sort of just like provides this like really beautiful, protective, thick, moisturized layer all over your skin. And I find that whenever I use this product, my makeup application is always so nice and just easy. All of my makeup just like glides on my face like butter. And I haven't used it in this way yet, but I have heard a lot of people actually like to use this on the plane to keep the skin really nice and hydrated throughout a flight, because of course, when you're up in the air on a plane, your skin really does dry out. So I could totally see this being a really beautiful product just to sort of like protect your skin during a long flight. We made it through this video, you guys. We did this together. I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video and that you enjoyed all my recommendations for the Sephora VIB sale. Again, do not forget to let me know everything that you will be picking up during the sale, and let me know your thoughts on the products that I spoke about today. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and of course subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.